What's up guys, Trilogy here. Welcome to the Trilogy Effect. First intro using this title, but we have to talk about this WandaVision finale. Amazing. I went in with my hopes low because I saw a caption or a headline somewhere where the director or writer said a lot of fans of WandaVision are going to be disappointed by the ending. So I was like, I guess I'm going to be disappointed. So I had my expectations very low for the episode finale thing, basically. Anyways, so going into this, there are going to be spoilers for the WandaVision season finale, of course. All throughout this, I was hoping for a Doctor Strange cameo, even at the end, where Wanda said, I don't understand this power, but I'm gonna go figure it out. I was hoping Doctor Strange would show up after that, especially after, once we got that name drop, I was like, okay, Doctor Strange is gonna show up. But he never did, so that's perfectly fine. We already know that he's gonna be in there. We already know he's gonna be in there in the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. We know Wanda's gonna be in there. And that it's somehow connected to Spider-Man Far From Home. Not Far From Home, we know it's gonna be somehow connected to Spider-Man No Way Home. So I'm really curious on what's going on here. And I was really salty that I knew Vision wasn't gonna make it through because he's a construct. There was no embodiment of his presence or anything to keep him there, basically. But I didn't expect her kids to go too. And I know they didn't show it. But we all know that they didn't make it. So that's pretty sad for Billy and Tommy. I really thought they were gonna be aged up a little bit more for the Young Avengers, but that's what I get for being meta. I'm over here expecting things to happen just because there's stuff in the real world happening. And that definitely affects you negatively when you watch shows like this. You're like, so this is how they're gonna bring mutants into it. Whenever they brought Pietro, everyone was like, this is how they're gonna bring the X-Men in. This is gonna how they bring the X-Men in. And so we were all on the edge of our seats waiting to see if her Magneto was gonna show up, if all this other stuff was gonna happen, and it didn't. But this finale was great. The older I get, the more I notice musical scores in the background. And when Agnes and Wanda were fighting, I loved the music in the background. It just really set the mood, and it was tense, and it made the stakes feel more realistic. One thing I didn't like is how Wanda put Agnes in that hypnosis thing, especially after hearing how painful that was. It just doesn't seem very right or heroic, which most of this season Wanda hasn't been very heroic. She's been pretty selfish. And then the people, no one's gonna save her. Like, I understand she's a bad guy. She deserves to be locked in prison, but not a mental prison that suppresses her personality and emotions. That doesn't I don't like that at all. It's definitely a bad guy move, basically. And then, like, it takes away her whole personality and everything. So, like, she's on her knees begging for it. And Wanda's like, nope, we're just going to take away your identity and leave you here. Which seems like a face worse than death. Like, I get it. She came here. She kidnapped your kids. She came here to take your powers. But, like, I feel like even without your powers, I mean, you still have a personality. You still have an identity. So that was definitely more of a bad guy move to me. In the case of Wanda's making her ultimate decision. And it was very sad to see Vision and the kids go. I love the Skrull cameo because we've really only seen them in things that have to do with Captain Marvel. We haven't. They were introducing Captain Marvel. Like, I understand they can't go back in time and introduce Skrulls, but we saw them in Captain Marvel. We saw them at the end of Far From Home, and we saw them at the end of WandaVision. But what are they up to with the Skrulls? Like, what's going on with that? Like, we only see them for a couple minutes every couple years. We haven't seen anything with the Skrulls. And Captain Marvel took place in like the 90s, and there's been no notice of the Skrulls since it's like 25 years later. What is going on with the Skrulls? That's what I want to know. I want to know what's going on with the Skrulls. And I'm kind of salty now that we're speaking on Skrulls that they're not bad guys, because I really wanted to see Super Skrull with the Fantastic Four's powers whenever the Fantastic Four comes out. I mean, they can always change the Skrulls to be bad guys, but the way they're written right now, they really seem to be more of a neutral good type thing. So that's pretty much where they're at right now. But as far as everything else in here, it's pretty good. I like to see some more powers from Monica. We don't know too much about her powers. She has like a phasing thing, and I'm glad they got that bastard Haywood. That guy's a jerk. How are you gonna tell me that my fiance's body is not mine, it's yours? Did Tony Stark leave that in his will, that he was gonna leave Vision to the government? Like, even if Vision was a possession, Tony Stark and Bruce Banner made him. And if anyone has to say to who it belongs to, it would be them. And even they don't have a say on who Vision belongs to. But if they did, Tony Stark, remember Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, that guy was not leaving any of his technology to the government. So I don't know where his claim was coming from. But I think Wanda gave it up just because, I mean, she felt the body, she didn't feel anything. So there was like nothing to fight for, you know what I'm saying? But overall, this is a nice little ending. We really didn't have too many answers on, like, I love, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I loved Scarlet Witch's costume. That thing was beautiful. That thing was sexy. That's what we like to see. I love that costume. I hope she keeps it in the future along with her Scarlet Witch crown because we haven't seen that before in all of her appearances. So I loved it. I loved that crown. I loved the episode. I just didn't like how Wanda was kind of like an anti-hero with that decision at the end and how no one stopped her. I mean, I guess there's only so much we can do if Wanda locks you away. Like, no one can undo that. But Agnes, which she was locked up, and then Vision was able to do it too, and Vision is gone. I mean, he could have done it before he left. But geez, like someone should have told Wanda, hey, taking away this lady's identity, that's not a good look. But yeah, it did suck how she had to lose Vision all over again. She lost her kids, but she really cheated to get into that position anyway, so she did it to herself, if you ask me. But that's pretty much it, guys. Great episode. I can't wait to see where we're going next. If you guys have enjoyed the WandaVision content and there's any other shows you'd like me to look at, feel free to comment down below, and I'd love to take a look at it now that I'm running dry on WandaVision content. And I'll catch you guys next time. Trilogy out.